Okay, we're back and we're ready to play some Demur. We got up a couple of notches in Plat 2, then we lost like 3 or 4, and we won one. So we got back into Plat 2 with our Werewolf deck. So I think we want to switch to the Demur deck in normal play, normal brawl. Let me go over this deck again because I went over this and then we ended up playing the werewolves the whole time. So again, we have Emmet. He allows us to play instants and sorceries from our graveyard once per turn, when our opponent loses damage or loses health. And we cast them for 2 less. That's really, really strong. And the top part is actually really strong. So what we really want is abilities that allow us to play things from our graveyard, because this counts as creatures as well. And the hard part that I'm noticing is getting the damage off. And so a lot of these cards are discard cards, where we have them discard their. So all of these are just where the opponent discards cards. And this is destroy target creature. And then we have, this is a really great one to draw a card and discard a card, so we can just put a card from our hand into the graveyard if we need to, if it's an instant or sorcery. And then if we do that, it actually does 1 damage, and then we can cast that spell with our commander. So Vohar and Emmet are really strong together. Really strong, actually. And then Wall of the Forgotten. This is great. It's not really related to casting from our graveyard or anything like that. And then Rona, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 1 life. That's really strong because we can cast an instant or sorcery, do 1 damage, and then cast another instant or sorcery for 2 less from our graveyard. So this is also strong. The one small thing that's kind of annoying about this is that you have to do that right away. So I'm noticing now that, like, if we had something where whenever your opponent draws a card, they lose 1 life, that at the beginning of their upkeep, right? So like they draw a card, well, I guess after their upkeep technically, right? They untap upkeep, and then when they draw, they would take 1 damage, and that would allow us to play our instants and sorceries from our graveyard, but we have to do it right then. We can't like store that as an emblem or something like that to where we can then play that turn, we can play an instant or sorcery from our graveyard, and so like until end of turn, right? So then we could just counter spell throughout their turn. We can play a card from our graveyard that counter spells, but that's not the case. We have to do it right then and there. So we would have to have some way where they play a spell, we do something to cause 1 damage, then we could play from our graveyard. So these are mostly all discard cards. Nothing super special about these. This is really great because there's still draw a card. Yeah, this is phenomenal. This just allows us to draw a card, so no issues there. Right, just discard, more discard, a bunch of discard, and this is discard. We've never actually got this off. And then we have the discard, and we have the destroy, right? Oh, Meat Hook Massacre we need to add into this right now. So these are all just destroy target creatures, right? That's all this is. Just ways to kill their stuff. And we don't have a ton of counter spells. We actually don't have like any counter spells. Holy shit. Okay, that needs to change right now. And then another issue that's we also need is Whispering Wishing Well. You tap it, you put a counter on it, and then you can remove counters on it to play. Oh, actually, no, you don't remove them, right? You put a coin counter on the artifact. When you do, you make cast target instant card for the instant or sorcery card with mana value equal to the number of coin counters on this artifact from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If this spell would... Oh, okay, so this is actually phenomenal. Okay, so this... We don't remove the coin counters, and this artifact doesn't go away. So this is a really strong way to also cast spells from our graveyard. Now, the mana value has to equal the number... We're playing it for free anyways, I guess, so that doesn't matter. So this is really good to like play an instant sorcery from our graveyard their turn, and then We already went over these. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the whole deck. Then we don't have any counter spells, but we do want to add Meat Hook. Meat Hook? Is that what it's called, right? Meat Hook Massacre or something? When Meat Hook Massacre enters, each player sacrifices X creatures of their choice. Whenever a creature you control dies, you may pay 3 life. When you do, return that card under your control finality counter on it. If your opponent controls dies, if they don't, return that card under your control finality counter on it. Oh, that's sick. That is an AoE. So if we just did one creature, it would cost 1, 2, 6. What is there a version of this that is? This is the one that I'm used to. When this Meat Hook Massacre enters, each creature has negative 1. Whenever a creature you control dies, each one loses 1 life. Whenever your opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. Alright, so let's do that. We'll add Meat Hook Massacre in there, because we definitely want some sort of AoE. And we have a ton of discard. But honestly, it's been working out really well. So, I don't know if you know what we can get rid of? This is utility, so we don't want to get rid of that. This is great. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We get rid of that, I guess. Oh, you know what? Torment of Golem, was that what it was called? Yeah, we'll add that back in, and then we're going to actually remove, what was that other one? Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Okay. And then, do we also want to add any counter spells into the deck? I feel like discard card is just like a counter spell better. Redo one of these. One of those. Do we want, you know what, let's just do counter. What is like a target spell? Counter spell, right? Counter target spell unless it's, okay. Yeah, so we'll do that. Counter target spell. And then we'll do just to see what we got here. Okay. This is cool, but we want the ones where it costs like 3 to counter target spell, unless his controller does something, like, because then we pay it for free. Yeah, so like that, right? Oh, interesting. So 2 blue, I never noticed that. So still, okay. Now how many cards we need to get rid of? 7? Let's see here. The discard, I gotta be honest, man. Discard feels stronger. Uh, let's get rid of that. That. We don't need these super strong cards in our deck. Let's see here. We need ways to do damage, so we gotta keep those. Oh, where's our ones? By the way, those are great. I've never really messed with those counter spells. I'm very new to blue. Let's see. We can get rid of Worm Tongue. Worm Tongue is awesome, but it's very situational. It's basically for only playing against white. But man, when it works, it's great. Okay. So let's go into it. Oh my god. I did the same thing. That's how we ended up playing werewolves last time, the whole time. Play, brawl, brawl. Okay, now we're good to go. So we'll see. One thing about Emmett that I don't like is that when he comes out, he doesn't do anything. Like, he makes your graveyard cards cheaper, but you can never do that right away. Like as he comes out. So I want to. Okay. This land will enter tapped to Mirror Guild Gate. And then we'll play our Archmage's Newt. So then we hear. Alright. We'll go black, and then we'll have them sacrifice a creature. Blue, black. We need another black, so we need to play this and pay, unless we get a swamp. So we'll do this. We'll pay 2 life. Play this, have them sacrifice a creature. Alright, so I'm surprised they sacrificed that. This is a card that we can get rid of. Alms of the Vein, we don't need that. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, we definitely need to kill Super Shredder. Okay, so we have to kill Super Shredder as soon as possible. We'll discard a card, right? Because that's the whole thing. So we'll discard a card, and we'll kill that. And we'll discard this instant or sorcery. Oh, we exile it. I didn't realize that. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but let's do it. Alright. So what is madness? I'm not familiar with that keyword. You discard if you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its madness cost according to your. Oh, okay. So how do we I just want to get him out so we can get used to playing with him. Okay, so one more oil counter, and then E-Core Synthesizer can start to attack and do stuff. So we can play a non-creature spell. We can play. Oh no, we're kind of screwed with a bunch of creatures. how do we do 1 damage? So let's see here. How do we do 1 damage to this person? Oh yeah, well this could cost 2 less. So we'll just do this. We'll play Quistis, and then we'll play. Let's see, Quistis, and then we have one of these for cheaper. So we do this, or even this. We do any of those 3, right? Yeah. So we'll play Quistis, and we'll play a card from our graveyard. Yeah, so we'll do that. And we'll play... Oh, you know what? This will create us another black mage. But you know what? Let's kill their creatures, right? Actually, you know what? Wait, let's do... Oh, wait, actually... Alright, I fucked that up, but it's okay. I'm wondering if we do the... How much do we have? 2 less? Oh, let's do it. Yeah, we'll do Bitter Triumph. Do that. We will pay 3 life, and then we will destroy this thing. And then we can attack. Oh, this is working out great. So this is really strong. Let's see what we can get here. So we have a counter target spell. I have to get used to on that one. So whenever this creature attacks another target non-human creature can't be blocked this turn. Okay, so we'll go here. So now the question is, we need to do damage. We need to do damage so we can cast our spells. So how do we do that? How do we... Oh, this can't be blocked. So this attacks, it does damage, it does 3 damage, and then we can cast a card from here. Oh, we only have 1 instant or sorcery, so we're running out, actually. So let us do that. So let's discard a card, attack, and then cast... Does that work? Yeah, that does work. Alright. So they discard a card. We attack with Ecor Synthesizer. It can't be blocked. It does 3 damage. So we go to combat. We attack. We attack with all of them. At the beginning of your second main phase, if you attack this turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature and create a food token. We'll just attack with 1. To do the damage, and then we can cast this. We'll have the sacrifice. This is becoming really strong. And then once they sacrifice, I think they're just going to take their time. There's a lot of different things we could do. Let's bring him out, because... Oh, can we cast this? Damn it. I would love to do a counter spell, but unfortunately... What does this do? Oh, it saddles. We can saddle next turn. Oh, Genova's sick. I love that card. So, it'll be a 2/6. It'll attack, and then we'll just block it and kill it with a bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. Insert search cards in your graveyard. Okay, target creature gets -2 until turn. saddled. Oh, right. So... Oh, we don't have any cards in our... We've gone through them all. That's the first. We've gone through all of our... Well, it was only 3, I guess. So not as crazy as I thought it was. So we do want to do this, because we want to be able to cast this. So we're going to go... we're going to go -2. We'll do -2, -2 to... I guess this, so then it doesn't have 2 power. So the cool thing would be... Wait, it took damage. Whenever one of our opponents lose life, it means... Oh, it wasn't in the graveyard at the time. Okay. So, let's saddle this for 3. Oh, it doesn't matter anyways. That's game. It doesn't matter. We'll just attack with this and win. Alright, GG. Yo, that deck is coming along, for sure. Sorry, I just want to check something real quick. How do we go to... Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Alright. So hopefully... This deck is feeling good. What are some weaknesses? We ran out of instants and sorceries. There's like 0 ramp in it. There's no protection. We have counter spells. Nib Mizzet. Alright. Okay. Damn. Well, we have a ton of removal, so we'll just kind of do this for now. My dog is going crazy. That person has a 6-drop. I don't like our hand. Oh, yeah. I don't like this that much either, though. Fuck. Alright. Alright, let's do that. We'll just boom, and then we'll take 1 damage, and we'll do duress. Alright, let's see what we got. Choose target spell. You get +2, then you may add any amount of 2 counter. That's one. This control pays 1 for each blank counter this way. So he has 2 counter spells. I kind of want to get rid of this so he can't draw cards. Let's do that. I know he's going to counter our spells, but you know the truth is, I don't care. We're just getting rid of his ability to draw cards. Which is apparently what he wants to do. Because he has 3 lands and then 2 counter spells. So we'll do this. And then he'll counterspell this, right? So then we'll just wait and turn. Alright, so this is kind of a weird game we're playing here. Alright, this will enter tapped. And then what we do, if we play this, we need 2 to play this. You cast spell, you may sacrifice your creature power 1 or greater. When you do copy that spell, it has any number of targets, you may choose new targets for a copy. Okay, so that's sick, by the way. if I'm understanding how that works. Let's do this. We'll accept the counter spell. Oh, he didn't block it. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, because now we have... This is going to be just a ton of instances of sorcery where no one's actually doing anything. Okay, so we have 2 here. So we're going to play this, and then he's going to counterspell it, and we'll pay for the ability to... Oh! Nice. Because then we're going to untap. Alright. Pay 2 light. So now... This is counterspell unless the turtle pays 2. So we'll be able to afford that depending on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one is choose target spell. You get 2. Then you may pay any amount of blank. Counter that spell unless controller pays 1 each. Oh, okay. So let's just do this. And then he can counterspell this. It's discarding the card from his hand basically anyways. So he's gonna, if he's smart, he'll do that, right? Okay. And then he's going to pay 5. Or 3. Oh, that worked out anyways. I was going to... That's totally fine. Okay, so now we're good. Because now we can just start destroying his creatures. So we can literally just destroy target creature. Let's go. Oh, that was sick. He knew. Oh, he was like, my dragon's gonna cost $1 billion to play. Let's go. That was sick. Alright, I gotta go back to my stream here. I don't think anybody chatted.